round, and kind of what stood out to you?
It was a hot start. I birdied one, birdied two. Wasn't making very long putts. It was just kind of, 8-footers, 10-footers. We were hitting our numbers. It was, like I said, it was a very simple round. Nothing got out of hand. We were always in position. Yeah, it was a very, very easy round today.
Easy to get under. Not you
Yeah.
hear that very often. That's awesome. Talk about the course. How's it fitting your game this week? What do you like about it?
Compared to most of the courses we played this year, it's definitely a ball striker's course. I mean, I'd say my irons are definitely my strong suit. So if I'm in the fairway with any iron in hand, I feel pretty comfortable. My putting's been, it was kind of out of sync a few weeks ago, but usually that happens when I play for probably, like 5 to 7 weeks. Something goes a little off. I just kind of needed to recalibrate, and this week it's starting to click again.
With some easier pins, were you going for those or trying to keep it a little bit more conservative today?
We usually play pretty conservative, but I think there was a couple times where, I was feeling it, so I was looking at the pin a little bit. Yeah, I hate to admit it because that's something I rarely do. I usually, even if you're playing good or bad, I usually pick a spot. But today I just kind of felt pretty good.
What holes were that?
Number 11 and number 16. Number 11, I hit it from a foot away, missed a putt, but on 7 or 16, I hit it to like 3 feet. So it was good.
In your last 9 starts, you've had 7 top 15 finishes. What do you think that says about your game? And I mean, you're going to get some really good competition out here. So what does that say about you?
I mean, I've just been playing very consistent. I mean, I think like all year round, I haven't changed much. I'm always working on the same stuff with my coach. Honestly, from this year, last year, this time of the year, I remember going to see him right before this event, and just kind of going back to the basics, like setup, and that's kind of all I've worked on all year round, just staying consistent, making sure nothing goes, like out of sync, just staying connected. But yeah, I haven't done anything different really.
This is your first full season on KFT. What are your reflections on? I mean, you won't be here next year, but what's your reflections from here?
It's been a fun year. I mean, it's been a lot of fun meeting a lot of the guys out here. It's nice to learn to go low out here. Definitely learn to make a lot of birdies. It was definitely a learning experience that I needed, and the confidence to move up to the PGA Tour.
Having that card already locked up, what does that do for you this week?
Stress-free. I mean, I'm playing with Tano, and I know he's around the bubble, but he's a great friend. And today, like, I wasn't even really focusing on my on my game. Like, I was fist pumping for him when he made a birdie, so it was super cool to see him put a good round.
Can you kind of correlate the two between how well you played today and how stress-free you were able to let yourself play?
Yeah, I mean, I'm usually pretty stress-free. Like, once I'm on the golf course, like, I keep it pretty simple, like, with my caddy. Like, we've got a routine going, so, we kind of just trust what we're doing, the process, but it definitely feels nice not having to play for a tour card this week.
How much are you thinking about that number 1 spot?
Not that much, to be honest. I think I need a win to lock it up, but if that happens, cool, but I think we're just looking to move up no matter what. I think in the position that we're at, I think 16 to 15, and if you combine it with the guys here, I think we just want to move up. Yeah.
All right, walk me through just this week. What's been the best part of your game, you'd say, overall, these last 3 rounds?
Probably just ball striking. Like, my irons have been pretty locked in, but they've been locked in for a while. It's just, I think every week I'm starting to get a better feel for some numbers that you have to take off. I'm hitting those a lot better. The putter's just clicking, so yeah. I think most of the stuff are clicking.
Yeah. And it's showing.
It's showing, yeah.
You mentioned following along with Tano. Is that something like, it's interesting just as a golf fan following that bubble and the stakes of how much this week means?
For sure. Especially because me and Tano, we played a bunch together like early in the year. We were always paired in that time slot. So we became great friends, and to see him put a good round today, it's a big momentum for him to get that card tomorrow.
What's your sense kind of why fans should watch this tomorrow, and what's at stake?
I mean, it's exciting. It's your career's on the line. It's a big jump to go from the Korn Ferry to the PGA Tour. This is as pressure as it gets. I know I've met a few guys last year who had to come back down, and they've said like they don't really get nervous on the PGA Tour, but like these last 2 weeks and this week, it's probably the most nerves they've felt. And it's a very exciting week.
Are those kind of like cool vibes that are kind of go back to why you get into sports and competition, just to be able to feel those vibes down the stretch of a tournament?
For sure. I mean, this is kind of why we play. I mean, it's fun. It's it's gratifying to see all your practice pay off. But yeah, this is why we play.
And Joseph Bramlett, did you pick his brain at all about this course after him having won here last year?
No, he hasn't said much. I just, we played a birdie game during the practice round. But I mean, his strategy and my strategy is completely different. He has it 50 by me, so I'm not doing what he's doing.
What's your take on how did you see Brandon Matthews drove the green on 18?
I did see that. I knew someone could do it between him, Joe, and maybe there's one other guy out here who can do it. I was hoping one of them would. I was giving Joe a hard time for not doing it, but we'll see. Maybe we can push him to do it tomorrow.
You don't have that gear?
No, not 425. I've got a second gear, but not that one.
I have one last question just about your round today. So out of 8 under, what was your favorite either hole or shot that you made out there? Something that you're proud of. You thought, oh, that's kind of cool. Safe.
Honestly, it was all kind of a blur. Like I said, I was focusing on Tano a lot. My shots were just, it was just kind of happening. 9 was all right. I mean, it was a simple birdie.
For us regular folks, we think it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I don't know. It was nothing really stands out. It was just a very smooth round.